Hello and welcome to the Western Kentucky University Transfer Center tutorials. My name is Beth Pathalski and I'd like to talk with you about using the transfer equivalency form. Do we use paper or do we use TES? So TES is the transfer evaluation system that allows us to send and receive transfer equivalency requests through their system online. We never print paper. And the process a lot of times is a 1 to 3 day turnaround, so it's much faster than physically printing a form, signing it, and sending it up the hill or down the hill. So as you can see, this is the form. It's still in use because there are times when we have no choice but to use the form. But just because we have to use this form does not mean it has to physically be printed for our office. So if it's study abroad, which is credit that you're going to give for one student only, you would still need to utilize this form. But you can fill out the form electronically, sign it digitally, and email it to the next person who has to sign it. They can sign it and then they can all electronically, and then they can email it back to the transfer center. And it never actually has to get printed. So let's say we want to do that. So we have a study abroad, because that would actually come to my office. You put in the student name, WKUID, the school, and the transfer course information. To do that digitally, we've opened the document, the PDF, and we're going to fill. We do not use this option to sign. This is only the fill option. But it easily selects the areas that we need to type. So here, our student could be Happy, Lucky's the last name. There we go, WKUID, the 800 number. All right, and then I need the transfer. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a school. I need to know what transfer school this is. So if it's study abroad, maybe it is, well, if you click, there we go. Maybe it's Kansai. Maybe the transfer course information that I would appreciate here is what's on the transcript, but sometimes students ask for credit, especially with study abroad, before they go. What I really need to know is what's going to be on the transcript, because that's how I know to match them up. If you're only provided with limited data, see if the student can't get you at least if they have a subject number or code, the course number. And I know I don't have a space necessarily for the title. Put it in there, because that's just going to help me match that credit up when it comes in. So if we know it is going to be, maybe that's what they call their subject and course, and the course itself is Japanese 3. Maybe that's all you know. Then you click over here. We type in the actual course that's going to come across at Western that you all want to give credit for, and maybe that is JAPN 301. Oops, helps if you can type. Say 302. And you go down here. If you're the advisor and you're filling this out, you click here, you type your name, click here, put your date. The advisor does not have to have an official signature. It's just that they are the ones setting this up and helping the student pick their credit that they are needing. Then you could then save the form as a PDF and email it to your department head. Your department head gets the form, they look it over, yep, I agree with that credit. Then they would want to do tools, certificates, digitally sign. This is a little box giving you instructions on how to select the area where your digital signature will actually go. So you select the area where it says department head signature, drag and drop, and then in this instance, this is not my computer, so I would have to configure my digital ID. Follow the instructions, put the information that you want to actually be seen as your signature, and then set up a password. It is a password protected signature, and that's why we accept it. So you would fill that out, sign it, a date's automatically put in your signature for you, and then you would save that document. That is then your copy of what you've done, and then you'd send it to your dean. They could follow the exact same instructions, and then they would save it, then they would also attach it to an email to the transfer@wku.edu. All of that's done electronically. The form never has to be printed, and we can track it back based on the emails that are being sent from if we have any question about the form. Now, that's the simple, it's a study abroad for one student. That is not, of course, a call and aid course. It would be that form, and it goes to me. If it is something that you are going to fill out the right side of the form for all students, that can go through TES, or at least your first thought should be, oh, we can utilize TES for this. By doing so, you would just create an email with the student name, 800, the school, the course information, and what WKU equivalency you want to suggest or give it. Any documentation that you need to add to it, email that to transfer@wku.edu. We'll create that in TES, send it through the process, and then we have the student's information to make sure their file gets updated if we get an approval for that. So if it's for all students, try TES first. If by chance the school's not in TES or there's some reason I can't run it through TES, then I'll let you know and I'll send you the form and say, hey, so sorry, can you fill this out once again digitally so that we don't have to print paper. If you have any questions or comments or want to have me walk you through the process because it's a bit confusing, by all means, feel free to call the Transfer Center and email us at transfer@wku.edu. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.